Okay, guys, let's roll. I haven't spoke about Advance UK for a while, have I? I became a member, then I resigned. Am I still a member? I don't know. Anyhow, let's talk about Advance UK, are we? I'm really pleased to see that in the media we are now starting to get a mention here and there and seen as an alternative to Nigel Farage's company, the Reform Party. Anyhow, I've just received a letter. I'm going to read it through really, really fast, but those of you with pause can always just pause and read it yourself without having to listen to me. Okay, this is from Advance UK. Dear Paul, yeah, we're very informal. Yeah, we don't observe the formalities. Welcome to 2026. We hope that you have all enjoyed a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. In these uncertain times, cherished moments with friends and family is more important than ever, especially given the increasingly precarious state of our nation and the wider world. You know what you should do when people like me are reading stuff out to you? What I do is I just put my headphones on, go and wash the dishes. That's my main job in this house, wash dishes. Oh, and clean the toilet. Yeah. Oh well, and take the rubbish out. Yeah. If only I could cook. As we enter 2026, it is time to look ahead to the continued growth of Advance UK across the beautiful land of Wales. Each member plays a vital role as a beacon of hope for the future of your family, friends, and neighbours. Together, we will strive to overcome the challenges presented by morally corrupt political and judicial system aiming to liberate our people from globalist control. Our ultimate goal is to become free people living in an independent, prosperous and sovereign nation. I'm really glad that Advance UK is well aware of the globalist control. It shows they understand the way the world works. Right, announcement from Richie Taylor, leader of Advance UK Wales. Right, being completely honest, yeah, I know Richard Taylor, very well. We live in the same part of the world, drink in the same pub occasionally. Yeah, I used to come across to where I live on a Sunday morning and drink in the pub, the White Lion. I haven't been there for a while, so I don't know if Richard still goes there. But he's not known as Richie Taylor in Blaina. His name is Richard Taylor. I just wish he'd use his proper name and not that Richie. It reminds me of that TV sitcom with that sanctimonious little prick in it, Richie Cunningham. Couldn't abide him. Perhaps that's why I don't like the name Richie. It should be Richard. Or even Dick would be better. Like the Prince of Wales said to Sharp, I shall call thee Dick. Yeah? So, but what's Richie like as a person? Very capable. He's had an interest in life. He's written a book about his time in prison. Yeah. Christian. I think he's a lay preacher. Um, Regards to where we live, the village is divided into two. Some people love Richard and others loathe him and think he's not as genuine as he appears. Well, from what I've seen of the man, I believe him, I trust him, I'd vote for him, I'd campaign for him, and I wish him well. Yeah. Anyhow, on with the letter. A significant recent development concerns Richard Taylor, leader of Advance UK Wales. Several months ago, oh God, I can barely read this, sorry guys, joined Advance UK's college, the party's political development body. Earlier this week, Richie shared the following statement. After a lot of thought, I've decided to step down from the college to focus my expertise here in Wales, leading Advance UK and continuing the work we are building across the country. I'm genuinely grateful for the people I've worked with and what we have already achieved together so far. I wish all my colleagues in the college the very best in developing policies that will strengthen our party towards the next general election. I'd like to personally thank Ben Habib for his belief in me and the opportunity to us all in being part of a unique political party that truly believes in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Together we will become an independent, prosperous and sovereign nation for the people of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Do you know why I'm glad? I'm sorry that Richard is standing down from the college. I think he could have had a lot of input there. He's from a working class background. He's been through the mill and he understands the people of Wales very well. Why I'm glad he's standing down is because he's obviously going to be making a run for the Welsh Assembly or the Senate or whatever artificial name they've got. And I think he's positioning himself to make a run as an MP down the road, or certainly a Welsh Assembly member. Yeah, and good luck to him with that. I wouldn't want to walk into that shithole and den of thieves. Plaid Cymru, Marxist scum. No, I wouldn't want to work there. So I'm glad that there's people like Richard who are prepared to go into that pit of hell. Anyhow, so good luck to Richard Taylor. Sorry he's left the Congress. I think he's doing a great job as leader in Wales. I did mean to put their website up. He's also on Saints and Sinners. You can search for that, Saints and Sinners, with Rogue, who also plays a prominent part in Wales. You get to meet her if you go to any of the meet and greets that they speak around here. Richard and other members of the Wales HQ team are looking forward to meeting valued members at a series of informal face-to-face gatherings over the coming weeks. Meet and greets scheduled for the upcoming weeks are Llanelli, Copperworks Road, there's the postcodes, and my neck of the woods again, the Talisman, Market Square, Bryn Mawr. Used to be a lovely place, Bryn Mawr, when we had jobs around here, stuff like that, the market and everything. Talisman, not a bad pub. I drank a lot in there in my youth. Well, and middle age. It was called the Chartist then. Lost a lot of money there as a boy playing three-card brag. Never played the game since. Yeah, stay away from three-card brag, boys. Anyhow, and then Friday, January the 16th in Newton, yeah. Okay, that's the meet and greets out of the way. Launching Welsh branches. I haven't read this. I thought we'd read the letter together. Our primary focus over the coming months will be the establishment of 15 advanced UK branches covering the whole of Wales. That is brilliant news. Branches will be established to correspond with each of the new Welsh Parliament Senedd constituencies, except in Cardiff, where a single branch will serve both Senedd constituencies within the capital city. We are currently looking to meet and talk with members who would like to be on their local branch committees. We are looking for members to fill the following positions: Chair, Deputy Chair, Secretary, Treasurer, Campaign Manager. Fair play for Ben and the boys. They are doing the work behind the scenes, aren't they? They're building the infrastructure, the foundations for a really good party. Concluding thoughts. Thank you for your support, patience and understanding as we completed the process required to become a registered political party. Your commitment to Wales's progress is clear and inspiring. Advance UK stands for radical change to make this country safe and prosperous again, and we will stand shoulder to shoulder with you to ensure Advance UK becomes the foundation stone for the rebirth of the country, offering open restoration to you, your children and your children's children. Breathe, Paul. Richard and the Wales HQ team are here for you and remain dedicated to this journey together, and will continue to walk the walk and talk the talk alongside you. Let's keep Advance UK growing and encourage Welsh patriots tonight. Richard Taylor, leader of Advance UK Wales and the Wales HQ team. Okay, yeah. Will I go to the meet and greet at the Talisman? No need to. I've heard all these speeches before. I wish them well. I'll send them a donation though, I promise. Right, what else? Well, if we're here, then we might as well see what the leader of Advance UK has to say. There he is, Ben Habib. Now, as you know, I'm an ethno-nationalist, but if we've got to have an ethno-nationalist government to take our country back, then I'll follow Ben. Let's listen to what he's got to say.
On 7 February, Advance UK is going to hold its first membership conference. And at that conference, it had been our intention and remains our intention to reveal in draft our first policy, that policy being on immigration, the salient issue of the day in the British electorate's mind. But as we were drafting that policy, it became apparent to us that there's actually something more fundamentally important that we need to address. The reason people are concerned about mass legal migration and the massive illegal migration the country is also suffering is because the threat it poses to our constitution and our culture. And whilst other political parties are not prepared to talk about it, we believe that in order to be able to produce a coherent set of policies going forward, we need to underpin all our policies, including our one on immigration, with a policy on culture. Ultimately, what we wish to protect is our way of life. And to evidence that, the reason we went to war in 1939 against Germany wasn't because our economy was threatened. Our economy would have been much better off if we'd sued for peace with Hitler. The reason we went to war was to protect our way of life, to protect our culture. That is what is being threatened. So it's absolutely vital that we come up with a policy on culture. And that too, therefore, will be revealed in draft on the 7th of February. So there'll be two policies being revealed at our first membership conference, the first on culture and the second on immigration. And you'll see how closely tied they are. And as we reveal policies, you will also see how closely interlinked all our policies are and how they all will rest on the protection of our way of life in this country. Now, you would have heard me say that these policies are going to be revealed in draft. And that's vital too, because even though we've given a great deal of thought to these policies, we want you, our membership, and the people of this country, anyone interested in reviewing them, to have a look at what we've come up with and to make comments back to us so that these policies can evolve over the time we've got before the next general election to ensure that we have taken your views into account. Only through a collective effort will we get to the right results. We can guide the way, but we need your help. So any views you have on the policies we reveal will be very, very gratefully received. And if you haven't already signed up for the conference, please do so. There are going to be some phenomenal speakers there. We're going to be announcing names in the forthcoming days and weeks. But there are going to be some great people speaking from all walks of life and from all socio-economic backgrounds. I think you're going to find it a fantastic day and a heartening one, because you will see for the first time in British politics the foundations being laid to save our country. I very much look forward to seeing you on the 7th of February.
Well, what do you think? I thought that was a great speech from Ben Habib. I really liked what he said. I think some of you, along with myself, will disagree with him about the origins of the Second World War. But it's interesting what Ben said. The times are changing. The truth is starting to come out about the Second World War and events that took place during the Second World War. I don't know if the entire truth will come out in my lifetime, but I take comfort from knowing that one day the truth will come out. Yeah. Some of you might not know this, but some of my articles have been saved away in the British Library. I guess they wanted to see what a right-winger was writing in early 2000s. Yeah. And there's a lot of articles I wrote about the Second World War and its origins. That's interesting. Well, to me at any rate, to think that maybe 100 years from now, someone will take the time to read what I wrote all those years ago. Anyhow, that was it. So that's the Advance UK news, guys. For those of you who've just only interested in that, you feel free. You may leave the room. Yeah. For those of you who want to stick around, let's have a look at our channel and see how it's doing, shall we, guys? How are we doing? 1,722 subscribers. Our latest article over there, Time to Bury the Hatchet. How's it doing? 46 views. It hasn't been up there that long. What's happening over here? Oh, the review of the interview with Steve Laws by the Jewish journalist Andrew Gold. That's going well. It's had in the last 48 hours. The numbers shown are the last 48 hours. The readership of them is actually much higher. There's some input from the comment section here. John Anthony Coley. Wasn't there a John Anthony Coley in Goodbye? What was that film with Robert Donat? Goodbye, Mr. Phipps? No. That's driving me mad now. Pause. I had to go look, guys. It was driving me nuts. Goodbye, Mr. Chips with Robert Donat. Absolutely brilliant book. Book and film. Really, really good. Poor old Mr. Chips. He had lots of boys. No, he had lots of children, and they were all boys. I doubt if we could get away with that line in today's climate, but we know what he meant, yeah. John Anthony Coley. I'm sure there was a Coley in Goodbye Mr. Chips in the film. I don't know. He's a regular commenter, and I'm always glad to see him. My Awakening has left a comment, and Five Live. Yeah, he's another regular commenter, and I'm always glad to see them. With regards comments, I always put a heart up to show that I've read it. The red heart doesn't signify that I'm necessarily in agreement with what they've posted. It's just an acknowledgement that I've taken the time to read a person's comment. If they're good enough to leave a comment, the least I can do is respond, if only by reading them and not responding. Latest post news, yeah, that hasn't been up long, only 5 likes, but there we go. Okay, guys, so you're up to, oh, hang on, what's that? Estimated revenue, we've earned £24.20 since we were monetized on October the 13th. That's quite an accomplishment, guys. And as I've said, I'll once we reach £100, we'll donate it to, I don't know, Save the Flags, or maybe send it out to the guys in France. I don't know yet. We'll decide on that when we've got £100. Yeah. Right, so really that is it now. You've had Advance UK, you've had the channel news. What am I going to do now? Before I start work on the next video, which will be about Tommy Robinson and a man who died in 1930, yeah. Someone I think who had something in common with Tommy Robinson. Anyhow, here's what I'm going to do now, guys. I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to listen to Wayne Fontana and the Mindbenders singing A Groovy Kind of Love, 1966. I'd left Ganges. I'd been to HMS Mercury, the finishing school for communicators, and I had just arrived in Plymouth, 1966. I wonder if Miss Jenny Clark ever listens to this song and thinks of me. I wonder. Okay, guys, you've been listening to Paul Morris, The Green Arrow.